Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to talk about just codependency really quick and how we develop codependency as children and why we become codependent and then have low self-esteem as we grow up and then attract narcissists into our life. So to make it simple, we become codependent because we were people pleasers as children, and the people that we were pleasing were our parents. When you grow up in a very strict household, you are constantly seeking validation from your parents because you've learned that enforcing boundaries with your family is not a good thing. You're punished for standing your ground, you're punished for defending yourself, you're punished in emotional and sometimes physical ways for just saying no. You're not allowed to say, hey, I don't want to kiss that uncle's hand, or hey, I don't want to wear this. You're not allowed to retaliate against anything when you grow up in a very strict household. It's considered immediately as disrespect and you are punished severely for it. So a lot of times people who are codependent learn that they are loved and cherished and valued when they get good grades, when they accomplish something academically, when they do something that is worthy of praise. They're not allowed to be loved and cherished just for existing. They learned from a young age that they have to prove themselves, or they have to show people why they should be cherished, why they should be loved. And then they bring that desperate energy into their adulthood, and then they start pleasing other people. Like sometimes codependency comes off as people who like to joke around and make other people laugh, or codependency comes off as being too nice when you meet people, like giving people things that are really valuable that honestly you shouldn't give to people in the beginning, or just being over the top. The thing is, I used to be codependent for a very long time and I didn't understand why. I felt like a lot of people did not like me as a person, even though I was a really kind person. And the reason why a lot of people didn't like me is because too nice is a sugar-coated way of saying low self-esteem, cannot enforce boundaries. So I had a really hard time saying no as a kid, and especially as an adult. And then people who knew that I could not enforce boundaries could sniff me from a mile away. So I was attracting narcissistic, evil people into my life, and I always felt like a victim. I just felt like no matter how hard I tried or how much I did for other people, it would not reciprocate back to me. And everybody around me was like, oh, it's not my problem. You know, I was struggling to make friends. I was struggling to, I was always unhappy, even though I was doing so much for others. And I realized it was because I wasn't doing even like 0.1% of that much effort. I wasn't putting any of that into myself. When I started to go to therapy and I started to put all that effort into myself and learning how to find my style, fashion, working, I started to put all that attention back on me, and I found that a lot of people immediately turned the tables and they were like, oh, you're the narcissist, you're full of yourself, you're this, you're that. Like, people were trying to make it seem like I was selfish for caring about my well-being, because a lot of people do not like it when codependents learn how to detach from vampires, like energy vampires. There are so many energy vampires out there who love the fact that you are a codependent. If you're someone that gives selflessly and does not think of yourself at all, you are beneficial to people who want to use you as like a personal slave, making you do things that you otherwise don't want to do. And worst of all, if you try to go find a new partner in life, like a spouse, you will attract narcissists, narcissistic men who see you, take full advantage of you, and then leave you on the wayside like you're trash. The thing is, if you are a codependent, the first thing I want you to do is go to therapy to talk about what's making you sad, what's making you frustrated. Go to therapy. I always recommend therapy. The second thing you need to do is read a book on codependency. Go to the library, put that book on hold, and then most libraries are open right now. So you can go inside and get your books on hold, and then go sit down and read about codependency and learn what it is. Because once I learned what codependency was, I realized why I was attracting the type of people that I was attracting into my life. I learned that even though I was such a good kid when I was younger, I felt like I had to suppress my emotions to make her happy and do things she wanted to do in order to make her happy. And it made it hard for me to figure out what I even wanted for myself, what I enjoyed in life. I was so busy, so consumed with getting A's in school, and even that could not appease my parents. Like, the praise that they gave me was so short, so little, that it just felt like, you know. And I realized after a certain amount of time that it doesn't matter how hard you try, you can never seek validation from other people because they will never be satisfied with what you do. I realized that I needed to just focus on being validated by God and being validated by myself. If I was proud of what grade I had, it was so much better than seeking validation from my family. If I was happy with my C, I can just be happy and say, oh, I didn't fail this class. Especially, you know, college. Sometimes those C's are like a really good thing. Not really, no, but you know what I mean. A lot of women are codependents. And when women stand up for themselves and they push boundaries onto people and be like, hey, no, you can't treat me like this. You can't do that. No, go see a therapist. All of a sudden, we're difficult. We're the B word. We're this, we're that. All these slurs come out of nowhere. And you're just like, I just told you to go see a therapist. Another thing is heal yourself. Go to the spa. Go outside. Go travel. Like, go do things alone. When you learn how to be in solitude, all of a sudden, you stop craving, like desperately seeking other people's company when you want to go places. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about just codependency. The thing is, we always talk about narcissists and narcissism and always talk about it, talk about this side of the coin, but we don't realize that there is a whole nother part of the ball game. Narcissists, who do they prey on? And a lot of people say empaths, but empaths, I honestly think the reason why empaths are normally turn out to be codependents is because family or just people around them when they're children take advantage of them and teach them not to have boundaries. You can be an empath but not be codependent. If you're an empathetic person, learn how to enforce boundaries with yourself, and if you are a codependent, seek therapy immediately, because if you do not fix what is happening inside of you the way you think, then you are setting yourself up for a lifetime of being taken advantage of by other people. And when you learn how to enforce those boundaries, you're gonna feel like a villain, and other people who have taken advantage of you and want you to not have any self-esteem, those people are going to make you feel like a villain for standing up for yourself. But that's the thing, when you start to feel like a villain, that is when you're actually doing the work. When you feel like you're committing a crime or like it's the end of the world, that means you're doing what's right. That means you're closer to your goal. When you start to feel like narcissistic for caring about yourself, and other people start to comment and call you out for putting on makeup, looking good, dressing good, that's another sign that you are closer and closer to that goal of being just a normal, in between that narcissist and codependent pendulum, being in the middle, being healthy. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say in this video. Please leave a comment if you've ever dealt with codependency, and I highly recommend looking it up, because you'll never know unless you do your research. So I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.